It will be in order. Senator from Utah.
Mr. President, part of being a member of this august body is to understand that sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose some. That's the nature of our process.
Mr. President, the Senate is not in order.
Senator
We
Marcus
cannot
Law
hear
is
the
correct.
Senator.
Senate will be in order. Senators, please take their seats. Senator from Utah, Mr. Hatch.
Mr. President, I'd like to pay particular tribute to the distinguished senator from Massachusetts, and I might add the distinguished senator from Connecticut, Senators Kennedy and Weicker, for I think the distinguished and effective way that they conducted themselves during this debate. I think the debate was on a high plane. I think basically in keeping the debate in large part on substantive issues, I think we were all able to focus upon our common objectives, and that is to provide civil rights for people throughout this country and to protect those rights. This bill will go a long way towards doing that, and of course I've stated my viewpoint with regard to religious rights and freedom. We'll just have to see what happens. If the other body follows suit, then this bill will become law and the President's veto will be overridden. Now, I hope that if some of the problems that I've been discussing do arise, I hope that my friends who have advocated so strongly for this bill will join me to assure our civil rights, that our civil rights laws are enforced, but not in ways that will impugn or trample upon the rights of religious freedom in this country. I don't want to see religious schools suffer because of this bill. I don't want to see religious institutions, churches included, suffer as a result of this bill. Now, frankly, Mr. President, I would like to just say a word about the President. No one in politics, it seems to me...
Senator will suspend for a moment. Will all senators and please be in order. Senator from Utah.
No one in politics wants to be branded as anti-civil rights, and certainly I don't think anyone in this body deserves to be branded that way, regardless of how difficult things have been fought, and certainly the President does not want to be. I think the President should be congratulated for having the kind of courage that he displayed on this issue. He felt deeply about the 7 amendments that he presented, the 2 foremost of which involved the churches and synagogues problem, and of course the religious tenets problem. And so I would like to just say that I appreciated what he did. He suffered a defeat today, but there are going to be other issues and there are going to be other battles where he's going to win, and win, I think, important victories during the remainder of this administration. I think the important thing that we can take from this is that we all know that President Reagan is not going to be intimidated by the fact that he has overwhelming odds against him, as this bill has presented. And I think you can bet on the fact that he's going to win more than he loses. But he's lost here today. Again, Mr. President, I would like once again to give my congratulations to the distinguished senator from Massachusetts. He's been articulate, he's been effective, he's mobilized outside and inside forces that I think have allowed this great victory that he has achieved here today to occur. And his counterpart from Connecticut, Senator Weicker, this used to be the Weicker-Kennedy bill in the prior administration, or excuse me, in the prior Congress. I don't think enough good could be said about Senator Weicker at this time and the leadership that he has provided, and I think the effective and courteous way in which he's conducted the debate. So I have inestimable respect for both of these gentlemen and both of these dear colleagues, and I just want them both to know that, even though I still have the disagreements that we've articulated on the floor. But we've lost, and I want to congratulate them on this tremendous victory and let them know that I appreciate the way they've treated this particular senator from the state of Utah.
President. Mr. President.
Senator from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Senator. If I could just put the statement by Senator David Carnes in the record, I would ask unanimous consent to do so.
Without objection, so ordered.
Mr. President, I appreciate the kind and generous remarks of the senator from Utah. I served with him not only on the Human Resource Committee, but on the Judiciary Committee. And he's an able lawyer, and I think that this debate has focused the issues which are before the country, affecting millions of disabled, elderly, as well as women and minorities in our country. I think, and I've appreciated the opportunity to work with him, even though we are our adversaries in terms of this particular issue. And hopefully, with the past debate and the debates which we've held in the committees, we were able to expose these issues to a greater examination. I want to say how important I think this victory was today. I have been in the United States Senate now for 25 years, and I was a part of those coalitions in the early 60s and 70s, Republican and Democrat alike, that saw some meaningful progress in the areas of civil rights. And once again today, this victory, although it's expressed in the votes in the United States Senate now, some 74 senators, making up both political parties, and both political parties have important traditions in terms of protecting individual rights and liberties and extending those protections to millions of Americans who did not have protections until the last 20 or 24 years. And I've welcomed very much the opportunity to work in this area, as in other areas, with my colleague and a friend, the senator from Connecticut. And we've look forward now to seeing a successful outcome in the House of Representatives. Basically, what this body was saying today is, through its representatives, is that this country does not want to retreat on the issues of protections of rights for American people. I mean, America is America because of the progress that has been made, and that progress was reaffirmed today in this very strong vote. I'm hopeful that the House will override the veto in a similar manner, and then I think the message will go out to the women in our society, minorities, the elderly, and the disabled in our society, that this country is a country that is not going to let Americans let them out and leave them behind. And there should be a good deal of satisfaction, hopefully, by people all over this country. I'm grateful to the senator from Utah for his comments, and we'll look forward to working with him in the future.
The senator from Connecticut.
Mr. President, first I'd like to thank the distinguished senator from Utah for his very gracious remarks. Thank the distinguished senator from Massachusetts for what truly was a difficult task from its inception, not just the vote, which everybody can see here on the floor, but the work behind the scenes in committee to bring this day about. First of all, distinguished senator from Utah, I think he's a terribly important part of this debate, indeed the debate on many matters. He brings precision to the argument, integrity to the debate, and any legislation that has gone through the sifting process of the mind of the distinguished senator from Utah is better legislation, win or lose. And as he says, you win some, you lose some out here on the floor. Briefly then, again, my thanks to all that participated in this. It's been a battle over years, not just weeks and months. But most importantly, I'm really happy for my country today. I'm really happy in the sense that the commitments of bygone senates and bygone generations has been renewed. And whether it's the handicapped or women or blacks or Hispanics or elderly, or not only a renewal of the commitment to them, but the promise to others who are minorities in this country. That's really what happened here today. We've done so much that is a rehash. We've done so much that sort of grinds out of philosophical debate. It's a very happy moment when once again promise is held out to a part of America which indeed makes us one people. So somewhere out there, I'm sure that there is an individual that's going to look at the result of what happened here and figure, my turn at bat's coming up and I'm going to make it. I can't think of any better thought that would attach to any legislation passed by this body.